Hello students, today we are going to continue with our fourth part of evolution. So we start from the evolution by natural selection. What is basically natural selection? That is selection to a naturally, or we can say that what we get through nature. This is the best example to know from understand the natural selection is industrial mechanism. What is basically industrial mechanism is that in early phases, if we go on the early time or not more too much early, that is during the period of 1700, the period of 1700 to 1840s, we found this a time. During these times there is no industries is there. There is no industries. Okay. And we go on the history, you found the industrial revolution occurs. You found revolution in England. That is the lot of industries is going to be developed. Industries like cotton industry, uh, motor industries, engine industries, because the inventions has taken place. You get the knowledge of a trains, engine, steam engines. So to develop more and more steam engine, we require the different type of factories. So factories are been going to develop. So what is exactly what is seen when there is no factory? There is no factory in England. That is, there is no industries. It was observed that there was more white wing moth. Moth is like a butterfly, but it is brown in color. But when there is no industry, then that time the wings of the moth are white in color and they are found on the trees. But when the industries come, then the pollution is also taking place. That a lot of coals are being used to run the industry. So pollution is also taking place. When pollution comes, the atmosphere get polluted. Due to the polluted atmosphere, the white color of wings of the moth is converted into a dark color of wings. And what we found, suppose before 1850, that is a period 1850, when there is the time from industries start developing. Industries start developing in the world. Industries start developing. And before 1850 there is no industry, there is no industries. During that time what happened, there is a moth is a something like a butterfly, similar to butterfly but smaller in size, and they are only brown in color. Today we will see that lot of moth are flying and they are brown in color. That time the wings are white in color, wings are white. Maybe at that time there are a dark brown also, but the percentage of dark brown is very less. That is, if suppose there is 100 moth are present, out of 100 we found 80 are white ring, 80 are white wings, and only 20 you found of brown ring, brown wings. Okay. After 1850, when the industries comes, during the time of 1920, that is from 1850 to 1920, about how many years? 70 years has been passed. This 70 years gives lot of pollution to the atmosphere, and due to this pollution, a change in the climate, that is change in climate, we can say that change in climate brings the percentage of this brown percentage increases. Brown percentage, which means that now if there is 100 or out of 100 we found 80% brown wing and only 20% white wing. What does it indicate? It indicates that these colors have been adaptable and adaptable depending on the surrounding. When there is no smokes, nothing, this will survive much, and their replication power is very less. That is, its replication power is less. I should tell you, replication or reproductive power. I say reproductive power is less of brown but more of white. But what happened when industries came, the reproductive power of brown becomes more and white becomes less. The less can survive, white color wing of moth survive very less, and while the brown color survive more and they produce more and more. There is nothing related that the climate helps in changing the color. No, climate does not help in changing the color, that a white becomes brown. No, here what is indicates that the reproductive power of brown will be increased while the reproductive power of white will be reduced when the climate gets populated. This indicates that they are depend on the nature, and as the nature is been changing, their survival and susceptibility is also changes. This survival and susceptibility is depend on the nature, and they adapt on that basis. So the polluted nature is been accepted by very quickly, or like what we can say is been accepted by easily by a brown wings of moth, while it is not easily accepted by a white ring. That's why their population start reducing, while the brown one, the population start increasing. These type of are called natural selection of evolution. Because the evolution of white is increasing, there is a lack of by brown is increasing, there is a lack of white color, which indicates that there is a chances of the extinction of white color moth. Okay, so another important thing, evolution by anthropogenic. Remember the term what the anthropogenic is. Anthropogenic, human activity. Human activity, that is, whatever the effect is caused, it's only caused by human being. Nature does not have any role. That is, effect caused by human being. Right, the word effect caused by human being, that is called anthropogenic action. What is the most important example? Resistance to the chemicals. Regular use of pesticide, we know that what is pesticide, control for own pest control, insecticide, insect control. What they do, the farmer uses pesticides and insecticide to kill pests and insects for their for crops, so that the crop does not get damaged. Crop does not get damaged, and the productivity get in, and the productivity get. Now remember one thing, plant does not increases its production. We suppose this is a land, and from this land 100 bags of rice is being produced. Rice is produced. Okay. If we don't use, the farmer does not use pesticide and herbicide, out of 100, 60 get 60 bags get damaged. Get damaged. That is, and it is because of pest. And so what is the actual, productivity now? It is 40. Now what does farmer do? Farmer start using pesticides and insecticides. This helps in killing the pest and insects. Now again this land produces 100 bags, and out of 100 only 10 bags, only 10 bags get them destroyed. due to some pests and insects, while 90%, 90 bags are safe. Now the productivity term 90 bags, so automatically the productivity increases because less damage, more safer. What happening? Use of pesticide and insecticide results in the resistant in the variety of organism in less time. Example DDT resistance. Then we will. So what is exactly happening? The farmers start regularly using, let's suppose DDT. DDT is the most mostly used in the early time during the Green Revolution. During Green Revolution, DDT preferred first, just to save the crops from mosquitoes. Now farmer using regularly, that is every year, every year they use DDT to spread DDT on the farm. Suppose this is a farm and here are some insects. We draw some insects. These are the insects. What happened? When they got this DDT, they get died. But regular use of DDT make them resistant. Now, as much as you can throw a DDT, they will not get died because their gene get mutated. Their gene get mutated. Due to this mutation, they become resistant. And this is only seen in few years, about 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years. After regular use of DDT on the farmland for 5 to 10 years, whatever the insects have been present there, they get been mutated, their gene is mutated, and now there is no side effect of DDT on them. This changement brings rise to a evolution of a new strains of mosquito which are resistant against DDT. So this is also true. This you can also true in the microbes also. We use antibiotics to or drugs to kill microbes. A regular use of similar antibiotic give rise to a resistance to such type of organism. And finally, when we use such antibiotic to kill that organism, it cannot be died. So what happening? Actually, these microbes get mutated. The gene of these microbes mutated, by which they are become resistant. So this all shows that evolution is not direct process. It is not directly, but appearing in a time scale of months or year, that is based on chance events in nature or mutation in the organism. So first of all, the industrial, that is the as the nature changes, there is a changement in the organism also they see, and these changement give rise to a diversity. This is not appear suddenly. It takes a time. It maybe take a month or year. Like in case of DDT, we found only 5 to 10 years to take a resistant mosquito, while in the case of moth, it takes about 70 years. So it is a time proceeding, and these all give rise to a new variety of organisms. But all such different type of organism is only caused by a human being, that is a effect on the environment caused by human. So evolution is a stochastic process, that is not by chance. It is a chance of an event which take a large of time, or can chance of a mutation, that is a mutation which will take place. So to understand first what is mutation is, let's discuss about mutation a little bit over here. Mutation means a, a gene, change in gene or in chromosome which gives change change in the character of organism. Let's suppose we take a simple example: A, T, G, T, C, C, T, G, G, T, G, C. Okay, this is the length T, T. From this, we found that there's A, compare if RNA is developed, U, T, A, UAC, T, now G, G, A, C, G, A, G, G. This is your RNA. First, this RNA gives a protein. Suppose, so how is a triplet codon? This are being divided into this type of triplet codon. Suppose I am writing over here, you are getting U, A, C, C, G, G, A, A, E, G, A, A, G, G. We develop a triplet codon. Then these triplet codon is coded in a amino acid. Let's suppose this is amino acid 1, this is amino acid 2, this is amino acid 3, and now this is amino acid 4. So this protein is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4. If suppose G is get deleted, now this G is deleted. Not what happened? The new sequence what we get is U A C, G is deleted. Now G G A C G A. Okay. If we convert a triplet codon, look at this. Okay, it is not being converted. So UAC is belong to amino acid 1. Fine. GGA, if GGA is equal to amino acid 2, no. Amino acid 2 is CGG, is amino acid 2. But GGA is not an amino acid 2. Maybe it is become by amino acid 4 or amino acid 5. Now next is CGA. CGA is any CGA? No, amino acid belong to ACG, AGG. Now it is amino acid 6. Now we are getting a protein made up of amino acid 1, amino acid 5, amino acid 6. This protein is different from this protein. Okay, both protein are different, and this difference only comes because of the deletion of this single nitrogenous base. So what we indicate, this type of changement is give rise to a mutation. So this mutation has or sometimes make the organism resistant and brings a differences in that organism, and these differences give rise to a different type of organism or different biodiversity. Now we come to know what is adaptive radiation. Adaptive radiation. Let's think about adaptation. Adaptation means simply we adapt upon the nature. I give a simple example. A simple example, let's suppose a man belongs to Kashmir. Man belongs to Kashmir. Okay. What are the fair? His color is, now look at this, color is fair. Fair, or we can say white hair. White hair. His face is also different. Height is height about 5'10". So this man who was born in Kashmir and live in Kashmir and get all education from Kashmir, he shifted to Chennai. Remember, shifted to Chennai. Okay. Now, for job purpose, I just give you an example for job purpose. What is actually happening? This man color is little dark, after 10 years. Work after 10 years over there, color get little dark. Man is same, but after 10 years living in Chennai, its color become dark. After 20 or 25 years of stay, it become more dark. During Kashmir, the temperature, normal temperature is about, maximum temperature is 25 degree in a year. A minimum you can found that it is -4 degree centigrade. He can survive in 40, but not in 20 degrees. When it comes to Chennai, the maximum temperature you found it is 48 degrees centigrade. Minimum you found 20 degrees centigrade. So in starting stages, when he comes to Chennai, its health issues are occurring. Mostly he get affected, diseased, and he suffers. But after some year, he get adaptable, and now he survive at 48 degrees. And due to survival, there is a change in color also you see. So what the example adaptive radiation says? Adaptive only says that the birds are similar, but their features are different due to change in the nature surrounding in. Let's suppose if I go on a parrot, or we can say a dog, and we took a dog of hill area, a dog of land area. On the hill area dog here are here are large. They have large here, but the land area very small. Here are very small. Why? Because in hill area the temperature is very low, and this here helps them in keeping them warm, while in land area there is no such very low temperature, so they have a very small here. So both the dog belongs to same species, same varieties, but their morphology are different, and this difference is due to the presence in the different areas. This was firstly been seen. This was firstly been seen. This was firstly been seen by Darwin finches. What does Darwin found? In a Galapagos Island, he found that observed a small blackbird. Blackbirds he found, and later he called it Darwin's finches. He realized that there were many varieties of finches in a small island. All varieties he came across evolved on the island itself. From the original seed-eating features, many other forms with alternate beaks arose, enabling them to become insectivorous and vegetarian fish. This process of evolution of different species in a given geographical area, starting from a point and literally radiating to other areas of geography, habitat is called adapted. Now look at the beak of this blackbird. 1, 2, 3. Let's suppose I take an example. What Darwin is saying. This is one island. This is island number 2. This is a country. Okay. And here this is a desert area. Let's suppose I'm writing a name. Desert. This is island. This is also an island. This is a land area. I just write a land. What is actually here? Blackbird is also present over here. Blackbird is also present here. It is also found in desert area, and it is also found in. But all these blackbirds belong to same categories, but their beaks are different, and this difference is because of the surrounding. Those who are found in island area, their beaks are large. Why? Because they feed fishes. feed fishes for their survival, because there they cannot get grasses or insects. They feed on fishes. But the beaks of this desert are pointed, are pointed because in desert there is no grass, there is nothing, but there is insects which are under the desert, so they have to dig, and for which they require a large beak, and they eat that. But in land they are a medium beak, have a medium beak, not so sharp, because they have used to a grasses or a leaf to eat. So those eat grasses are vegetarian, and due to vegetation the shape of the beaks are different. Similarly, those who are non-vegetarian, or we can say depending on the other animals for their food and for their survival, their beaks are different shape. Even those all belongs to our same category. They are blackbirds. Blackbirds are same, but their origins are different. This is all because of the surrounding atmosphere, and they get adaptable on the basis of their surrounding. That is called adaptive. Okay. This is the adaptive radiation. That is a morphology of the organism similar, which is found in different area, are depending on their surrounding over which they are dependable. Yeah. So our next is marsupial, Australian marsupial. What is marsupial? It is just like a pouch present in mammals. Present in. The best example is kangaroos. Have heard about kangaroo? What they do? They carry their child in their pouches. So those organisms which have a pouches in them, that type of organisms are considered as marsupials. A number of marsupials each differ from the other, evolved from an ancestral stock, but all within the Australian island continent. When more than one adaptive radiation appeared to have occurred in an isolated geographical area representing different habitats, one can call this convergent. Placental mammals in Australia also exhibit adaptive radiation in evolving into varieties of such placental mammals, each of which appears to be similar to the corresponding marsupial. So, what is actually where the marsupial speaks? That when you go on the Australia, like Australia is an island, here you found a kangaroo, and these kangaroos contain a pouches. You only found a kangaroo in Australia, not in other countries. There is not only kangaroo, there is also some other organism like mole, anteater, mole, anteater. These mole and anteater also contain marsupials. That is, they also have a pouch. But these moles who containing pouches are only found in Australia. Only found in Australia. Those moles or anteater which are found in other countries like India, it does not contain a pouches. So what does indicate that the marsupial animal, that is all those are having a pouches in them, are only found in Australia, because their ancestors are present in Australia only, and they survive and get extinct. But their generations are present and having a differences in them, they are only present in Australia. And as Australia is not attached with any other country from any other to land, that is attached to a sea, so there is no transmission of organism from there. That is why a marsupial is always be seen in the Australia only. Look at the examples of these. The best example is the placental example. Here it is a placental of mole, and but in the marsupial of mole, this is found in the Australia. Placental and marsupial work similar. Both carries a babies, but the development of a baby is only found in the placenta of a mammal. The placenta it is inside the body, but the marsupial is attached outside, outward. So placenta works as for the development of the baby. Marsupial also used for development. Both functions similar but structurally different. When function is similar and structure different, we call it convergent. Convergent. So placental mammals and Australian marsupials are convergent because both have a placenta, and the marsupials perform same function, but structurally both are different. So these are the organisms like mouse. Mouse does have a placenta and the baby is developed in that placenta, but then the marsupial mouse, they have a pouches and baby is developed over there also. Similarly, in the kind of Tasmanian wolf, bobcat and Tasmanian tiger's cat, both having a marsupials and develop their babies in the marsupial. Similarly, the mammals contain placenta and develop the placental. Both placenta and marsupial are structurally different, but the function is same: the development of newborn baby. Okay. So biological evolution. What does biological evolution indicate? The essence of Darwinism theory about evolution is natural selection. Darwin says that all the organism is depend upon nature. The developmental changement which are seen in the organism is totally depend on nature, and as the nature, that is the climate, the atmosphere surrounding them, they develop itself on that basis only. The rate of appearance of new form is linked to a life cycle of a lifespan. There must be a genetic basis of getting selected and to evolve. It is best fitted. Only a selected will be select. Suppose a cross has been taken between a male and a, so the best breed will cross between them, and the best breed, remember, the best breed will cross, and from best breed the good variety will be obtained. Let's suppose a will be obtained. Unbest non-good variety is never been selected for the cross between any organism, and this guides to a evolution. Some organism better adapted to survive like the surrounding atmosphere. Some maybe survive. Suppose a organism is living in a temperature of 40 degrees centigrade. Now it is shifted to another place where the temperature is minus 10 degrees centigrade. Survival, suppose A, B and C, these three are been living in 40. Now these three are shifted to this temperature minus 10. What happened? B get died due to low temperature, but C survived, and these are A get died due to low temperature, but B and C survives. This indicate that they adopt the atmospheric temperature and make them survival. But those who cannot adopt due to change in the condition, they get lost. This is what a biological evolution of Darwin says. For the genetic basis, fitness is the end result of the ability to adapt. Those who are fit, those who are hybrid, those are the best quality, they will survive. Those does not have a high quality, they are those who are not a best breed, they cannot survive in the nature. So branching descent and natural selection are two key concepts of Darwin's theory. This one is the survival of the fittest, that is best breed, and the natural selection, that is the surrounding atmosphere. These are the two key features of Darwin's theory of evolution. So today we will end with the Darwin's, and we will continue with the landmarks in the next year. I hope you have understand this lecture very well. And if any doubt regarding with Darwin's or any marsupials or anything, please kindly ask, and please attempt the ASM on time and try to answer it by yourself. Thank you very much for hearing this. All the best.